You sick of my madness? Don't you tell me what I'm supposed to do. Better off without me. Don't you tell me what I'm supposed to do when I'm walking on the streets out there.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
How was your sleep? Did you bring your Bob up?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. You do?
Yeah.
That's from me. You better not drink it. I'm watching you. Are you drinking it?
Yeah.
How dare you.
Mommy.
Yes, baby. Yeah? It looks pretty creepy.
Creepy.
Yeah, I know.
Why that's so creepy?
I don't know, man.
He really after he's really so he's far away from there.
It looks pretty creepy, man.
Style. Style is the answer to everything. A fresh way to approach a dull or dangerous.
Hello, everyone. I thought I'd do a story time on why I'm a single mom of 4, or how I became a single mom of 4. Now, let's start off with all my kids have the same father. I have all 4 kids with my soon-to-be ex-husband, who I was with since I was 17. I am now 36. Okay, so we're gonna start off with how we separated in the first place. My ex-husband and I never had a really healthy relationship to begin with. He is a narcissist, to say the least. And I don't want to come on here and bash him, but that's just what it is. And I tolerated it and I accepted it when I became a parent. So the reason why we first separated was back in 2016, January 2016. I had found out he did something during my first pregnancy, and I couldn't accept that. It was just the last straw for me, so I put him out. And throughout the years from 2016, he never wanted to get a divorce. He begged to come back. He wanted to stay together, and I just couldn't do it. I like halfway put myself in there just to keep the peace and to keep things going with our kids, and because we agreed to parent. And I always made it very clear that I wanted us to parent together and I wanted my kids to have their father, because I never had a very healthy relationship with my own father. I mean, I had a narcissistic parent or parents. So it just came out of the blue one day when he mentioned moving. Well, we both mentioned moving out of the state we were already in, but we never discussed moving away from each other. And that was in the beginning of the year, like around March, after I had completely cut him off. He only came to see the kids. So then on September 8th, 2021, this date is very important, September 8th, 2021, he called me at the airport, well, from the airport, to tell me he was on his way to another state that was hours away for a job interview. No warning, no nothing. He just got on the plane and went. Now, September 8th, 2021 is very important because September 8th, 2021 was my 34th birthday. He called me on the morning of my birthday And knowing I was probably going to be like, okay, he's just going to say happy birthday or whatever it may be, or to see if we would hang out, he called me knowing that would be my first thought, to tell me he was on a plane to move away. Okay, fine. I didn't say nothing. I didn't fight. I didn't argue. I just said, okay. Then he was gone for a couple of days. Then that weekend he came back and packed up all his stuff and left. Never came to say goodbye to the kids, never told them he was moving away, never did anything that would a responsible, reasonable, logical person who was doing the right thing would do. He just up and left, leaving me now to tell my children that their father was gone, that their father left. Do you understand what you just did to your children? The selfishness, how cruel it was to just pack up and just go. And then you expect to maintain a relationship with them. It's just, I just can't fathom what goes through his head. He calls every day and acts like everything's supposed to be okay. Acts like they're supposed to be excited to hear from him when you just up and left. And then on top of that, even if he did move, I'm not saying that parents don't move away. Do it where it made sense. If it was like for a career or something, but it was just a regular job that he ended up getting fired from a few months later. So it wasn't for some big career move. It wasn't for money. It wasn't for opportunity. It wasn't for a house. I'm assuming it was for another woman because it just made no sense. He upped and moved for no reason. Then you don't even come and visit them regularly. He's seen them a total of 4 times since 2021. He saw them December 2021. He saw them in about March or April of 2022, December of 2022, and August of 2023. We are now in June of 2024. My kids haven't seen their father in almost a year. The last time he came, he was here for like 3 days. And in the total of those 3 days, he saw them for about 6 or 7 hours. And then he was gone. He can't understand why my kids aren't jumping at the bit to talk to him and see him. He doesn't ask for them to visit. He's never offered to send them, to fly them out there. He's never offered to drive up here and drive them down. He's never offered for them to stay with him. He's never asked. He's never brought it up. A few times when he came, when I spoke to him, he tried to convince me to move down there. Oh, there's a lot of houses and whatnot. You think that I'm just going to pack up all my kids' stuff and chase you down there when you didn't have to leave in the first place, when you're not offering no real help? You left, you give us nothing financially, you don't provide anything, and you just expect us to just come down there to do what? It doesn't make sense. And he doesn't understand the emotional toll and damage he's caused his children. Like, I had to watch my son break down in the car, asking what he did wrong and why he wasn't enough, and why his dad would leave. And I had to tell him it wasn't his fault. And I took the blame and I said it was me. And because we would fight, I said anything to get my son to stop crying, because the hurt in my son's voice and in his eyes, my children have not been the same since. My daughter, my happy-go-lucky, always laughing daughter, gets these moments where she doesn't say anything. She just stares. And I can't do anything about it. Watching my children in pain and unable to do anything set me spiraling for like a year and a half. I went into a deep depression. I already just came out through postpartum with my last, and then that happened and I couldn't function. Like, I was just doing the bare minimum. Bare minimum. I was able to take care of them, to get their hair washed and their clothes washed and to feed them and to take them to school, but I couldn't take care of myself. Like, stop. Like I wasn't combing my hair or nothing because I couldn't figure out what to do to fix what was broken. And I felt like I was failing as a parent because my children were in pain and I couldn't do anything about it. And I just didn't have the energy to yell at him, to fight, to say anything. Because it seemed pointless. It's like, you knew what you were doing. You knew what you were doing. And then you call them and be like, you guys didn't answer my call the other day. Don't you miss your dad? Like, seriously gaslighting them. And it's just everything he's doing is so fucked up. And like, I don't even know what to do. He really acts like what he did was okay. His family acts like what he did was okay. And it's irrational, it's illogical, it's unfair, and it's traumatizing my children. It's traumatizing. Nicholas can't fathom. He thinks his dad is right outside and he's going to see him. And he's 4. He's 4 and he's seen his father a total of 4 times in the last 3 years. I don't understand how you could be so selfish, so cruel, be around these children, and you never did anything. You never did laundry, you never cooked for them, you never bought them food, you don't do birthdays, you don't do nothing, you don't give them anything, not money, nothing. But you gave them that physical time. You were there. You sat with them. You may not have played and taken them out, but you were there. They saw you. They had that. The little bit they had it, and you just snatched it from them for no reason. You give them nothing and you expect what? And I cannot understand why. Why do that to them? Why? Why put them through that when you didn't have your own father? You grew up without your father and then you moved to America from Jamaica and your father neglected you. And the only reason you had a relationship with your father is because I became pregnant and he wanted relationships with his grandchildren. And I encourage you guys to see each other. And then your father died. You know what it's like to not have your father. Why put them through that? And then pretend like you're not doing anything. It's about to be Father's Day. And I know my children are upset and they're quiet and they're retreating within themselves. But they're upset and they're hurting. And there's nothing I can do about it. And I went from having a quote unquote high school sweetheart to a marriage to a co-parent to nothing. He helps with nothing. He does nothing. And I just want him to do better or just disappear. This in between thing he does, or he calls every day or every other day, is not enough. It does nothing. It provides nothing. It's just for show. I don't know why he thinks it's enough or okay, or how he doesn't see the damage he's causing, or why there's no accountability from his mother, his sister, anybody. Why does everybody around him act like what he did was okay? And he can't blame me. He probably is telling everybody it's my fault, but we didn't even have any fights leading up to that. We weren't arguing. There was no drama. I left him alone. So that's how I became a single mom of 4. Their dad left. Crack me up. See you later.